Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 438, I think it is. Let me just double check that.
Hiding, I'm searching, I'm loving.
Although I can't.
I'm hiding, I'm searching,
CPU's mixed up.
I'm loving, I'm finding love.
No, I think it was CD8. In the beginning, guys, going down.
I'm searching, I'm loving, I'm finding love.
Good to be back. Yep. 438. I'll see how much we can get done. Very late today. It's coming up to 4 o'clock. Normally, whoop, I've just fallen over. Crappy stand. Yeah, normally I try and aim for 2 PM my time, but it doesn't work that well, which is about 6 PM evening in America, on the East Coast, yeah, California. So yeah, I'm still using my new avatar. I haven't tweaked it since, but it seems to be working alright. I got it on Mini-Me. Anyone out there? Says we've got 0 watching. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. Hello, anyone out there with the Out There channel? Welcome to the OT channel live stream. We'll see how much we can get done today. That'll be a 2-hour episode probably for 38. Angel here, hopefully, and updates. UFOs. So I had some guy keep posting that I should have short videos. Unfortunately, that doesn't work for everybody. Everybody likes listening to long shows if they're on the road, especially truckers. So yeah, will I be changing anytime soon? No, because now I add chapters that breaks it up into each of the videos that would be single videos, right? So if you debunk one UFO video, you make a new episode. Instead, mine's got 30 episodes in one. And you can use the chapters to jump to each of the videos that's being analysed and watched. So yeah, my content is 1,000 times more than Tyler has ever put out. If you add up all my hours and all the videos that I've done, it way exceeds what he's done. He may have done 2,000 videos and deleted half of them because they were faked by him. So be it, if you've got a short attention span and you want to get back to your gaming and you're not really interested in UFO disclosure, UFO topic itself, You got to listen to the long shows. You got to listen to Martin Willis interviews with researchers out there. He's particularly good at getting the guests on. I think he's in Canada, isn't he? Or is he moving around a bit on the borderline there of the Canada and USA? So yeah. So where did we get to last time? Is it public? Yeah, it is. Just wonders why no one's popped on yet. I'll just post it and don't know if I still got it here. Might post them live if it hasn't. I think that might be the problem. I haven't received a notification that I've gone live. So I reckon other people out there haven't. Nope, it's not come up, is it? Gone live. So I might just post it around Twitter then. Just hang on while I look into it. That's going to slow us down. I don't know why it hasn't posted it around. Yeah, I'll just I'll see what I can do here. A couple of minutes. Gone live. Google not sent notifications. Probably be 15 minutes late, I guess. Isn't that the excuse normally? Google. I haven't got G Gab on here, I don't think. No, I haven't got Gab. Because I don't use Facebook anymore. Gave that up 6 months ago and haven't looked back. My life's been a lot better without Facebook, that's for sure. So much garbage on there. And haters. Yeah. So Gab, I'll just Twitter then. Oh, maybe Google will send a notification around. I'll just carry on. And people will show up late, I guess. If at all. Should be what, about 9 PM California time. Midnight, New York. Let's see. It should tell us. Texas, 11 PM. New York, midnight. Yeah, I'm getting pretty good with the US times now. 9 o'clock, yeah, coming up. LA. UK. Coming up to early morning there, so no one might. People will probably join us if they're early morning people. So yeah, we'll see how we go. What have we got first up here? Not that one, not that one. What was that one? Oh, right. And what was that one? Oh yeah, I need to recover that going. Update to it. Login, I don't want to log in. Instagram. Let's get rid of that. Done. They changed it. Where's it gone? Where's the close button gone? They've changed how they do it. So how do we get rid of this now? Not logged in. Yeah, they've gone and changed it. How do we close the window? Escape. We used to have a cross in the corner. Yeah, escape key. So apparently, if you remember that one with the Ball Lightning, this is the guy that's the VFX artist, visual effects, Russian. And there's the kid that was in the video, and the same floor here. You might recall seeing that at the beginning of the video. Don't know if it plays. You have to log in, I suppose. I don't like Instagram. It's ugly. So yeah, that one's been solved now completely. If you didn't believe it was CGI, there you do. He's got a TikTok account here, like everybody else is getting now. Yet to decide whether I'm going to waste my time on that one. Why is it not opening up? Copy. It's obviously got a link U director. Okay, this is his TikTok account. Cancel. Now, does it tell us about him here? That's not his account, is it? Looks very much like Instagram, doesn't it? That's not what I copied though, was it? Go to his account, stupid thing. I don't think this is his account. It's just gone to the main page again. I suppose you have to join up. But he says there that he's into 3D modeling and stuff. But anyway, I'll post the link there to it, and you can visit him if you want. Ball Lightning. The guy didn't actually try to trick anybody. It was fairly obvious he was trying to put clues in there. So there was visual effects. And someone cut the front and end off. There's a front bit where it actually does look like it comes through the window, but doesn't. It makes a rattle of the blinds, and you can see the blinds don't move. So yeah, maybe he's trying to get a job in Hollywood for Lord of the Rings or whatever, as a helper to create the 3D visuals. Okay, so this one, going back to this one here, as Google just sent around. Alright, Google's now just sent an email around, so maybe people show up now. Yeah, it's like Google was like 10, 15 minutes behind when you start sending out emails to people. I forgot to minimize that too. Right, so we got someone joining us already. Although Google must have just sent out notifications, right? Who we got? Little. How's it going? Yep, it's all good here. And it looks like Google only just sent out the email alerts, so people are starting to arrive now. But I've started 10 minutes ago, also. Let's see. Yeah, about 10 minutes ago. So, yeah, I just talked about the Ball Lightning guy. They tracked him down. So yeah, haven't really talked about much. Now we're going to go back to this one here, where I said it wasn't a reflection because I couldn't see any clues, but I've re-looked at it and it's definitely a reflection. So I'll just go back to this LED light one.
If it were some kind of blimp.
So I had to, there's a little black dot where they zoom the window here, which gives it away it's on a window, or filming through a window. And I heard rumours too recently that someone sent it into third phase as a prank, and they said it was a reflection. So let's see if we can see
Airship. This is something large, and it's just
there it is there. See this
there.
little black
From the
dot
eyewitness
on
themselves,
the window.
They're stating it didn't make a noise. And if this were a drone and it's this large,
There it is.
or a helicopter, it'd be making all kinds of noise.
I'll see if I can go back.
Indeed, in my opinion,
Here,
something large in the sky just hovering there. And as we're getting the frame rate, everything's kind of
not just shrinking.
Craft in the sky that appears to be a craft, a large craft. Not individual lights, but
there it is here. See this here? Looks like a bit of blob on the window. So if I go frame by frame, the cameraman's moving, I think. So the reflection and the blob's moving together. Alright. So it can't be a bird. Unfortunately now they've shot away again. But the blob's here somewhere. So it must be a little tiny speck on the window. Hopefully they swing back in again.
And as we're getting a closer look at it.
Okay, it'll be here somewhere. Here it is, coming back into focus. I think. I keep cutting or changing it somehow on the editing software. So whether it is a LED torch, that might be part of that LED torch handle. Maybe laying on a bench at the back of the kitchen or lounge where they're filming through. So it's way in the background, so it looks like it's way in the background here as well. Scaled down. Can't see any reflection of the person holding it though. But we never tried running it through filters, so let's, I don't think I did. Real-time filters can sometimes pop it out. This little add-on tool is quite handy for that. Let's see if we can get the best settings. There we go. So there's that UFO shape coming in. So what we thought was down here might actually be the bench it's on. Looks like it could be a bench or something in the background there. Whether that's a drone sit on top, I don't know, or a torch, we don't know. But can't see any reflection of the people. Let's try it with that setting and see how we go.
We're getting a closer look at it.
So it's definitely got bits on the side of it.
We can see that it has some kind of structure.
Okay, look like it could be a person here. Or a camera.
But we're not seeing any kind of indication of FA lights. If it were
Here's a blob, I think. Let's
some kind of blimp or airship. This is
okay, you can see the edge of the window now, is it?
something large, and it's just
There's a tree there, but the window edge was being hidden by the tree.
hanging there. And from the eyewitness,
There you go, look. Oh no, that's the edge of the video. But it looks like there's something going up here. It could be guttering.
themselves, they're stating it didn't make a noise. And if this were a drone and it
Look. What happened there?
this
Zoom
large
in, zoom out.
or a helicopter, it'd be making all kinds of noise. This thing's something different. Brent, what's your thoughts here?
Yeah, it seems pretty close proximity to the person that actually captured this, and to have this object that close, you would definitely hear it.
There's a blob going.
If it's especially that size, it emit a sound. So
There's a blob. There's a zooming out, right? So it looks like it's getting closer.
I'm ruling out a drone. We're looking at it.
Okay, it's over here now. And it's zoomed right out.
And we see these three
And now it's zoomed out further. You can see the blob's position has changed.
lights. They're red. And what's very curious is we see an object supporting the lights. It seems to be one structure. This is an interesting sighting. I like this.
So yeah, I should have run some filters like that on it, and we would have seen something strange happening, which wasn't a bird or a bat, and filmed through a window. So the edge of the window's here somewhere. So I've just got it in frame. Anyway, enough on that one. Have they put anything new up before we carry on? Are they powerful beings? Who are? The cousin brothers. They seem to be powerful at something, collecting money. The millionaires, after all, from their own channel. If they can offer $2 million for the best Bigfoot footage, they must have the money in the bank. They've probably got it invested, right, and live off the interest. If they're wise, probably best idea would buy lots of property. Not sure buying it on a volcano island would be safe though, but they've probably got property all around America, renting out. So yeah, have they put up anything here? Looks like they put out something new here. Huge captor over LA. Now we know they filmed from the hills here, from some mate's rental property apparently, and they do some hoaxing on it through windows there as well. So let's have a look at this one. Quickly.
It is dangerous to remain here.
Oh, that sounds really bassy coming through the headset. We got the volume turned
You
down.
must leave within 2 days. What? Do you want me to repeat the message, Dr. Floyd?
Some movie trailer, is it? Alright, I forgot to reset the filter. Okay, reset.
that we're looking at right now, we see two soldiers.
Okay, they're repeating.
Arsenal.
But there's also a little glitch that happens. You can see up in the frame after that hits him. It looks like, not here, but when we get further out. You can see a white speck. Watch. It'll appear right there. I don't know if that is an accident or just a laser pointer that somebody is recording off of a screen.
Could be lens reflection on the very edge of the lens.
And they're saying it's a laser weapon. That looks like a laser pointer. Is it a laser weapon?
No. It's a tracer bullet.
Oh yeah, it might be. Interesting.
See,
All right, let's go to the next one. I think you guys will enjoy this for sure.
What's so great about that? Oh, that one's stupid.
Almost
Okay,
pops out, and
that one's been edited. It's just
From
obviously
existed.
a fear going on. Fear going on. Some kid released a balloon, got edited out all the footage, and it popped in the sky. Big deal. Yeah, let's carry on. So they're just repeating. So where's this LA one? Is this one LA here? Oh, that one's a kite. So is that the big UFO they're talking about? Oh, hang on. It might be this one. So I think we've seen that one. Let's have a look.
This seems definitely disc shape or cigar shape and very rigid. And
Oh no, that's the other one that we looked at just last time. That's definitely the Goodyear blimp. Is that the LA one, is it? Then we got this one, Photoshop Cloud, we think. And yeah, there could be another Photoshop. Or just some strange cloud formation. It's hard to know. Does seem to be a triangle there too, doesn't it? It's not really a triangle though. You can see it's curved and it's curved. Strange shape craft of it is a real one. It's not balanced. Same with that one, it's not really straight. But it could easily be done in Photoshop, as I pointed out last time. Is it on the same page, is it? The same person sending them in?
as we're looking at it, so I would have to imagine this thing's a half a mile to a mile out. Again, possibly.
I think we've seen that one before too, haven't we? Is that the one with the flock of birds?
Some kind of stealth craft just hovering over there.
Where? There, that little dot. Dot UFO? No. Oh, whereabouts are we looking? Of course, I haven't cleaned my screen again, so it could be some dots on here. Anyway, so let's carry on.
Oh, ¿qué estás oyendo?
This one's from years ago, isn't it? And I think there was actually something in the long grass here. Looking at them, and they didn't notice it. Russia, I think, but Russia is really good for faking stuff. So we've got a cable going across. I don't think I've ever looked at this one.
I like this guy. He continues to shoot it wrapped around the tree, but he's trying to get in a different position, get a good shot, and he's on it again, right?
You know, just looking at this, I like the calmness. He just seems kind of fascinated about what he's watching and witnessing right now, and he's just kind of living the moment. You can see this cigar-shaped like craft is kind of
Yeah.
cruise along from left to right
And that looks like a
along the
flock of
treetops,
birds.
maybe a little farther than that. But it seems to have presence. It knows where it's.
You can see how faint it is. That's because it's many dots making a big object.
Wants to go. And what's this thing doing if it's an advertising banner flying in the rain in the middle of nowhere? I don't think that's what this is. This is something entirely different.
Pretty sure it's a flock of birds. I bet it's not even a cylinder shape. Yeah, it's not really, is it? Looks like a commemoration of blackbirds, or maybe even insects in the distance.
Esa cosa que va subiendo de vuelta.
Maybe that wasn't the video with the creature in the long grass.
Va muy despacio,
Maybe there
muy
used to be
despacio.
one similar.
Se ve como que está muy grande. O como unos 2 kilómetros de aquí.
So if you've got UFOs flying around your house, like real UFOs, and you got log grass like this makes it perfect for alien greys to, be in there, watching you maybe, or collecting specimens.
Y como unos 100 metros de altura.
Now you've probably heard me talk about the Chase Klosky mess up at MUFON, where she could have got the smoking gun evidence of disclosure in 2010, and they were in long grass like this, or in cornfields where the guy was saying he was getting UFOs overhead all the time, and a TRB-3 flies over, and none of the cameras are working, and they haven't got one that's locked off further away. Kind of a bit sad that they didn't capture that, and then they ran into the field, along the field, to get back to the car, and there's a grey standing in front of him. That would have been like the smoking gun evidence, right? But anyway, yeah, they're just recapping the same old stuff. So we can carry on with Angel here. Research. Yeah, it looks still the same old stuff. So are they getting views on that? It's 24,000. Still making money coming in. Orbs are real. Unfortunately not. Some might be. But certainly if I'm third phase, they're not. Train for Teletubbies again. Keep posting this awesome content. So people are getting sick of it. Leaves his comrade behind. Yeah, diving for cover. Looks like they're definitely letting us know we aren't alone. Yellow balloon looks superimposed, so it's definitely edited anyway. I don't think it's superimposed because it looked pretty solid in the filters when we looked at it. There you go, another one. The light bouncing off the troop is clearly a tracer round. I'm a retired Army paratrooper. The angle of the video versus the probable angle of the projectile for parallax makes it appear that the projectile is speeding up after it bounces. Yep. So there are some glued up people out there. Los Angeles videos, new one. A good year blimp. I wonder if he watches my channel. I've seen the blimp look like a UFO with the right light. So another clever person. Rich, I love your voice, mate. I find his voice really grinding and terrible to listen to. And he doesn't give any valid points of view in the UFO videos at all. And he's always totally wrong. Well, not always, but quite a lot of the time he is. LA one looks like the state of the art blimp. No, it's good, yeah. So that was the clickbait title was relating to that video. There you go. So it was huge UFO capture over Los Angeles. Now people are going to click and see what they're talking about. That's what you call clickbait, and they shouldn't be using that. Should say LA UFO solved. Good year blimp, you know, but they won't get as many clicks probably because people don't like it being debunked. Look how many views they get for how many subs they have, you know. That's a lot of zombie accounts here that should be just cleaned off, right? They should never get to 1 million users if Google got any sense. But they don't give out the badge anymore, I don't think. Anyway, we can be done with these guys. Just got to keep it on the time. Nocturnal News also put out some garbage as well. I should really create a thing from, or did I already? Looks like he's going to be a regular debunk. Claims to be different UFO channel, which is nonsense. Okay, where's his YouTube? Oh, I've just corrected it anyway. Nocturnal UFO. Has he got a second account, has he? Let's just check that one. Wouldn't be surprised. Maybe someone's copied him. That's, who knows, it could be a spec up account. 140 subscribers. And using main footage. NASA ice crystals. So that's the video that he's put up recently. It's kind of strange, but we're going to get his one. It must be this one here. That's him. So I just want to talk about this one here. What was the title again? Never seen an ice particle make a U-turn. So that's just misinformation. I posted a comment here, but he's blocked it, so it's never. So the truth is never known to the people commenting here. Now, we'll just play a bit of it, and I'll just break it down.
We're looking at the exterior shuttle camera here, looking out into deep space. So we're not looking down at Earth, okay? Because I've heard a lot of people say, oh, well, it could be lights, it could be a jet, or a plane, something to that effect. But again, you see NASA pan away right there. Now, right here, UFO materializes from deep space, comes out of nowhere.
Okay, so how do we know it's ice? You can see that it's spinning and flickering.
Like out of the void, out of a black hole, you'll see a UFO just appear out of thin air.
Now, that's what happens. It's like clouds appear out of thin air, right? It's just a matter of getting enough water density particles that sort of collect together and form ice. In this way, in this thing here, though, the rocket engines produce a byproduct of hydrogen and oxygen, and of course, when those two meet together, they join and form water. So they can appear out of nowhere, because you ain't going to see hydrogen and you ain't going to see oxygen. You don't see it now in your house, right? Yeah, that would be a problem. You'd always be looking through fog. So yeah, ice crystals do form out of nowhere, and they do spin because there's solar wind. So as forming, they also heat up and sort of turning from ice to liquid, and when they do that, they're releasing heat, of course, which pushes it a different direction. So yes, they can do a U-turn. They can even slow down and stop, then go back the other way. And in this video, he actually shows that. They're not craft. If they're a craft, they'll be really
we'll have another
solid
look
looking.
at that. The original
So this has been mucked around with. He's done it through editor, so he's made them look more UFO-like as well.
UFO. Now, there was basically three things that happened in the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to show you what I discovered. Something you've never seen, something I've never heard anyone talk about. I've never heard anyone mention it. Look, when I was
so what's the other scenario? The rocket engines were firing at the time, and of course a lot of the gas that I was talking about, hydrogen and oxygen, are going out this way from thrusters to correct the orbit of the space shuttle, and of course it hits that ice particle like a wind and slows it down and pushes it the other direction. So yes, seeing ice particles do U-turn, not alien craft. I know we all got caught about that, but until you do some research on science and solar winds and how it affects particles in space, yeah, you can be misled by it, right? So, but I'm telling you now, you can find the research papers out there where they talk about water quite a lot, because when they're inside the space station, obviously we sweat water and breathe out water from our lungs, right? And of course that's going to collect because it's in 0 G, right? And of course that's why they've got air conditioners that run all the time in the space station, creating a positive airflow that sort of sucks in the water into the vents and condenses it back into the water system. So yeah, water doesn't get into the electronics that way, you see, because it actually creates these little beads, creates this surface tension, and wants to form the little spheres, right? Even in 0 G, and it sort of eventually gets caught in the airflow of the aircon and get sucked in. Now I've covered that before in live shows. Information's out there how the International Space Station avoids all that problem with water. And of course it doesn't behave like it does on Earth itself. You know, if you splashed water onto your laptop, it certainly would keep going down with gravity, right, and ruin your laptop. But in space, if you drop the water onto the laptop, it's more likely going to form these little beads of water, which you can blow off, and then squeeze it into the aircon. I suppose they got little vacuum tubes as well for like little vacuum cleaners that can suck up liquids. But anyway, this guy's totally wrong.
Making the video, I was amazed by what I saw. You know, we're talking about laser beam technology, and I made a video from the ISS, I think back in 2017, you know, of this UFO right there.
Okay, so he's
Space-based
changing the
weaponry.
topic now to this laser beam. Now, wasn't that a reflection in the lab window, if I remember right? Or was this another one he's talking about? Where they film through the 4 panels on the International Space Station, and they're doing this laser beam test there, and it's reflecting off the window.
Okay, laser beam weaponry. Other countries like India, you know,
I think it might be the same thing.
Russia, China, they're already doing this. So, you know, America has probably been doing it since the 40s and 50s, I would imagine. Reversed alien technology, you know, things of that nature. But right.
It's not very straight laser beam though, is it? So it kind of suggests that it's not actually a laser beam. I kind of remember they were mucking around with laser beams from Earth to the International Space Station, but you can't see the laser beam for sending like a digital information, like a fiber optic without the cable, using lasers. I think they were mucking around with that. This here, I don't know. It looks kind of like a Teffer cable, doesn't it? It's sort of lit up.
Right there, you see that is clearly a...
See how it's sort of bending? But we do know they do experiments in space. It doesn't look like a laser weapon though.
laser beam coming out of a UFO. It's an unidentified flying or orbiting object.
Kind of looks like a Teffer of satellites. Maybe they're doing some experiments again. But anyway, the ice particles one I wanted to bring up on this guy's channel. And it's done. So let's start looking at Angel here. Now you might recall this guy if you've not been watching Martin Willis' show. He's like the lead expert on Angel here. But I've been reading his PDF on his website here. You can see it's quite long. Okay, and there's a part B. But yeah, we probably could read out some of it. And the thing is, I could play. You could watch it on Martin's show, right, and listen to what he's saying. But Martin keeps interrupting him, and we just want the key information, really. So I might just start reading it out, and we'll do a live research how I was looking into it a bit deeper to see if this guy missed anything. That's why I need the Microsoft Edge for the reader. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't chew up too much CPU at 80%, 90, 80. Yeah, so I'll post the link here. Lead scientist, I guess, or researcher, onto Angel here. A testable explanation and clear implication of a non-human technology. So let's see if that's true. Let's see if we can get it to read.
Jack Sliwa, technologist. Abstract. Angel hair, a fine wispy quickly sublimating fiber, has been repeatedly reported as being dropped upon and near witnesses during numerous UAP sightings, including several mass sightings. A multitude of cases exist wherein angel hair has been handled, experimented with, and even laboratory analyzed. The author demonstrates how and why UAPs create and release angel hair, typically as an unintended event. The UAP's external source of raw material for angel hair is identified as hydrocarbons, and dust nodules agglomerated onto the UAP's hull unintentionally captured from one or both of A, recently discovered wax-like interstellar space sources, and or B, from our own recently understood atmospheric terpene and SOA, secondary organic aerosol, sources. Angel hair formation is described as being driven by cooperating AC electrospinning and AC diamagnetic spinning mechanisms operating upon the UAP agglomerated coatings, which can almost certainly be reproduced in earthly labs. Surprisingly, numerous photographs of UAPs clearly having attached, or just released fibrous, or matted angel hair exist, and some are cited.
Okay, so what they're saying there is UFOs have some sort of charge on their skin, which we've talked about that already in other theories, why it would be charged. And it's to do with Tesla's research, right? High voltage and all that. And so the chemicals on the skin are reacting to the electric field there and making them sort of bond instantly to create like spiderweb stuff. So does that mean it's got similar chemicals to spiderwebs on the outside of the UFO? Although he said here that people have seen it off UFOs, obviously they didn't capture any video of it, right? Which is a bit disappointing because it would be good to see. But I can understand, time you got your camera out or your phone app out and try to aim your camera and focus it, instead of watching it yourself, it's gone. So yeah, unless you got your camera already set up aimed at the sky on a tripod, you're not going to capture anything of this sort of nature happening. But why would a charged UFO be creating this spider web in the first place? So where's the chemicals coming from and why? So there's more questions than answers at the moment. So we'll just carry on and we'll do additional research as we go.
Cited. Methods are described which will allow the sorting out of how much hair constituent comes from interstellar space and how much comes from our atmosphere. Very strange UAP skipping and bobbing motions to likely try and shed such hair before its substantial formation are now recognized.
Okay, so immediately he's made an assumption here that UFOs come from interstellar space rather than interdimensional space, or whatever you want to call it, multiverse. So the chemicals may not be from our universe. But anyway, we'll get into that more.
Recognizable in many global historic sightings. The observed composition of angel hair matches nicely the known material compositions of the interstellar and atmospheric sources.
I wonder if they've got any angel hair reports on Skinwalker Ranch. Does anyone out there know? Yourself? That would be really interesting to find out. Let's see if we can find anything on that, because they did have a few crazy electric stuff happening, laser beams and lightning and all that sort of stuff. So it kind of makes sense that if they had a portal there where UFOs popping out with the chemicals on it, that they might have angel here. So that's just another thought that just popped in my head. Skinwalker Ranch. Was there any reports of angel here? So this is like connecting the dots. Okay, so we got any angel here? Not there. Skinwalker Ranch 2. Angel here. It doesn't look like there's anything there related to Skinwalker. See, if they got UFOs flying overhead, why is this angel here not common? Fibrous material, so that's on open mines. Nothing related to Skinwalker. There's some test tube samples, is it? What they're saying there. So that was in France. A lot of this stuff comes from France, doesn't it? So maybe it only happens in France. I don't know. We'll keep on going with the report and see the locations. The locations might be important. So like there might be certain mining around those city locations that puts a lot of dust in the air that causes the formation to happen. And of course those elements may not be abundantly available maybe in America.
Oh, yeah.
Have we got a subscriber? Hey Jake, how's it going? I think we got that's an alien on the screen. I better just check. Oh yeah. We'll carry on after he's finished. I got it longer up there. The Condon report analysis of angel hair covered incidents from 1952 to 1955. So why were those years special for angel hair? American doctor in France made the same assumptions. Some spiders created webs that they used to glide through the air. Yep, we get it in New Zealand. A medical doctor in France made the same assumptions about the French case, although he acknowledged that he could not explain the UFO sightings. Also, is the chemical makeup the same? You know, you got to analyze the chemicals in it. So let's just carry on with this one again. So Skinwalker, there was nothing there. Unfortunately, there listed. Probably need to talk to Brandon if he knows any angel hair or seen any white stuff on the ground. Apparently, it dissolves very quickly as well. And cobweb, far as I'm concerned, doesn't do that. Takes a long time to break down, if you remember right. You'll probably see some really old cobwebs around the house on the outside, barns and things. So yeah, let's keep on going.
The observed Northern Hemisphere fall peak in such angel hair events is nicely and perfectly matched 6 months later in the Southern Hemisphere's fall months, both providing the cool low humidity weather favorable to angel hair formation. Finally, the agglomerated organic slag.
So he's saying it's also based on the humidity and the change in the seasons, depending if it's in the top of the earth or the south of the earth. So there you go. So there's going to be a lot of factors here that makes it doesn't always happen with all UFOs. Depends on the humidity, dust in the air, and what it's reacting with on the flying saucer. So where does all this dust on the flying saucer come from? Is it from our atmosphere? And it gets attracted by the charge of the skin, and then it starts forming the hair? Or is there other chemicals on there from its own location? So let's find out. Carry on.
/dust UAP coatings may alternatively undergo burning and fall as historically witnessed slag, or what appears at night to be molten metal drips. Angel hair is unrelated to actual UAP ejected molten metal, a separate subject with an also explainable separate source to be later addressed.
Okay, those molten metal UFO videos that we've all looked at always turn out to be illumination target flares. What was the other one? And the other one was a repeating loop on a lead kite where it looks like a little ball of junk has fallen from the UFO itself. So yeah, most of the time all those videos tend to be able to be traced to military action where they drop a bunch of cluster flares and then they start shooting at the parachutes to make sure the guns are sighted from the ground. And of course what happens when you shoot parachutes, you get holes, so some of the stuff starts falling down faster, or you shoot the parachute off completely, it'll go super fast downwards like it's dripping. So yeah, you got to be careful of that one. The only reports that we've got with actual metal being dropped was Bory Island was the first one, and it went through the boat. Turned out to be there was no evidence of that. They couldn't find any in the lake, so it was possibly a hoax by the men. But there's a lot of complex stuff with that story where they said it was a cover-up as well. So, yeah, it's kind of strange. One of the guys involved in that was a so-called CGI disruptor, which is the early disinformation agents, right? So, yeah, that story is quite complex, and we've been over it before, but I think our video we're using Hangouts on air was corrupted in what we were doing and shown on the screen, which was really annoying. So it probably needed to be redone again. But Robert has left the channel now, and we were going to do it together, but I guess it's not going to happen. The paper is divided into several parts. Okay, let's carry on. Why is it not working? Seems to be stuck, is it? Don't think it's talking. No. Okay. Microsoft, we found a bug in your browser. And we'll have to reload it. Okay, let's try again.
Compositions of the interstellar and atmospheric sources. The observed northern hemisphere fall peak in such angel hair events is nicely and perfectly matched 6 months later.
Okay, we want to go further.
TED molten metal, a separate subject with an also explainable separate source to be later addressed.
I get stuck there. Must be some hidden code there that puts into a loop. That's no good. Looks like it's stuck processing something. I want to get past that. Guess we're not going to get very far.
Actual UAP ejected. Gel hair phenomenon. Methods of producing fibers directly from a wetted or coated surface. Realization that UAPs probably employ understood spinning processes to produce angel hair. Likely interstellar-based hydrocarbon and dust sources as angel hair constituents. Likely atmospheric-based hydrocarbon and dust sources as angel hair constituents. Discussion including photos of attached and released angel hair. Conclusions/recommendations.
Okay, it goes on a bit. And now it's stuck on all these spaces or something he's got at the end. There's something going on there.
Part
There we go.
1. The Historic Angel Hair Phenomenon. There is no doubt that the angel hair phenomenon has long existed and stands alone from scientifically different phenomena such as web-forming ballooning spiders whose web material, completely unlike angel hair, doesn't sublimate, doesn't contain boron or silicon, is flammable and clearly looks different under microscopy. Angel hair falls also do not contain a multitude of spiders and are frequently associated with a UAP's immediate or recent presence. There are many cases wherein witnesses see angel hair emitted from UAPs, and then see it slowly fall to the ground for 2 to 4 hours afterwards. The fallen amounts range from a few clumps or strands to sheets of it draped over trees and power lines. An excellent example of a mass sighting case occurred in Florence, Italy in October 1954 in the middle of a soccer match, totally stopping the match
Okay, so we've got
and
Italy
causing
and
10,000
France.
fans and players to stare and gasp as two swooping then hovering UAP craft together dropped silvery metallic-looking angel hair on the stadium. The link to that reliably reported story is here. https://www.bbc.com. The link to that reliably reported at-day angel hair fell on the stadium, on house roofs and on nearby woods. A sample of the quickly sublimating or evaporating hair was analyzed and found to contain magnesium, calcium, silicon and boron, and the fiber was found not to be radioactive.
Okay, so we got all the elements. So that would be able to debunk it at that stage, whether it was spider web. So, what is spider web made? Chemicals. Spider web elements, maybe? Spider makes their own web from silk, a natural fiber made from a protein. Not only does spider silk combine the useful properties of high tensile strength, okay, it can be beautiful in its own right. Blah blah blah. We want to know the chemicals. Here we go. Might be on that one. Government. Do we trust the government? Accumulation of major and trace elements in spiderwebs. Okay, it's got a few elements there, hasn't it? Does that mean it's made up of those chemicals, or they found it on the web, like it's stuck on? Spider webs of blah blah from the blah blah family were used for elevation of heavy metal contamination and major and trace elements presence in the air. Poland. Okay. And straight away, what's missing? Calcium's there. Where's silicon? There's no silicon, is there? And there's no boron. There's no B in the list. So there's two elements missing there. So let's look at another article, because that's talking about stuff that's stuck to the web. And it's got lead, platinum, zinc, nickel, copper, magnesium, iron. What's that one stand for? Can't remember. Ti, titanium, calcium, potassium, aluminium, and what's that one? Magnesium. What's in? But anyway, it's got a lot of elements in the air, obviously. So there's plenty of stuff to react with the UFOs in the atmosphere, especially over Poland. Now, what's special about Poland? Have they got a lot of not regulations there with what the sort of stuff the factories are polluting into the atmosphere? So that would be another research thing. Let's see what else we can find out about spider web. Okay, what's spider web made from? Let's have a look at that one. Yes, we want to know too. Spider webs are made from silk. Silk's made from something scientists call proteins. Proteins are special chemicals made by a living thing like an animal or plants. You have lots of them in your body. Proteins usually have a certain job to do, but proteins are obviously made from something. Some join together to make something bigger. Blah blah blah. But are we going to get some chemicals? No, they're not going to tell us what's in proteins. So that would be quite interesting. That would mean maybe UFOs are living creatures. If it was producing silk, right? Others use silk in mating, such as dance flies. 2 UFOs in the sky releasing silk. Who knows? There could be living things. So that's another possibility, right? Webs they catch and eat. So I don't think UFOs were trying to catch millions of users at a football game to eat them, but you never know. But there's no mention of the chemicals in the protein, so let's put our what elements in a protein. Let's find out that way. Here we go. Carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, sulfur. Some proteins. What are the 5 elements in amino acids? Key elements in amino acid are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, and nitrogen. Genetic code. Okay. Two major types of proteins, animal and plant. What's the different types of protein? Okay, what's the difference between those two? What's this popping up? To understand why you need protein, you first need to understand what protein is. Carbohydrates and fats provide the body energy. What's going on here though? Protein is a macronutrient. When we say protein builds muscle, we really mean as the body breaks down protein into amino acids. There you go. Those amino acids are synthesized into muscle. amino acids, the building blocks of protein. So there was no boron in there, and there was no silicon in there. We often talk about silicon life forms as well, don't we? So interesting that angel here has silicon. So could that be part of the clue? As you can see, it gets a bit tricky. But I don't see any mention of silicon or boron. They seem to be the two missing ones. So another question is, how many of these are in the atmosphere? That they found in the web stuff. So we can discount webs now, can't we? What we just looked up there, those elements are missing, so we can discount them being webs, which are debunkers what you use. So what we can do is we can ask actually how much silicon on Earth. Okay, we want to know how much is in Earth. And we got some charts here. Let's have a look. Can we actually read it though? Britannica. Here we go. Okay, so what's this saying here? Silicon is 27% of what though? Earth's crust. Okay, this is what's in Earth's crust. 47% oxygen, almost 30% silicon, so it's one of the most abundant things on the Earth's crust, which means some of it's going to be in the air. But what was interesting is they didn't find silicon stuck to the spider web in Poland. If it's that abundant, kind of strange. We've got aluminium, iron, 5%. What's these other ones? They got chopped off. Other metals, less than 1%. Now they were found on the spider web, or it wasn't silicon. Excuse me, sorry. Question is, silicon mined in Italy or France? Someone's calling my phone. That'd be a scammer. Italy, France. Finally. Hopefully I don't get a copyright from playing music. I will complain if I do. I'm not sure if you heard it or not, your end. Environment substances. Glass mining. Yes, that would be what they use it for. Glass, isn't it? Italy and France were big into glass manufacture, weren't they? So if they're mining it, it's going to be more in the atmosphere in those countries. Production units, Italy, 99%. Extracted material has a silica content of 99%, about 60,000 tons per year. What material are they talking about? Can be found in US. Okay, let's have a look at this one. So we're gradually piecing it all together here. Oh, lots of reading. Too much reading. Okay, selected silicon minerals can be found in USA, Italy, France, and United Kingdom. There you go. And that's where it was being produced, the angel here. Here we go, we've got another list here. Let's see what that says, 2015. It's another one with these lots of reading. No, we don't want that. We just want the paragraph from it here. France. I thought I had more of it. Here we go. Descendant order: Italy, France, Turkey, Germany, Australia, and United Kingdom, and some in America. So they're the key locations. So descendant order, does that mean there's more in Italy? I guess it does, doesn't it? So that could explain why Angel Air happened there. So let's go back to this one. So as we found out, boron is probably very rare. Calcium, we haven't looked at calcium. Magnesium, we're seen in spider webs, so obviously that's in the air. Calcium was in the spider web as well. Silicon wasn't, for Poland anyway, and boron wasn't. How much boron? Boron Earth. Well, it had to be less than 1% because it said on that chart from the Botanica that the other metals were less than 1%. Here you go, 0.001% by weight of Earth's crust. That's really rare, isn't it? So to have enough in spiderweb to produce the silk can't be from the air here. So that's going to have to be one of the elements that the UFO has brought in. Boron. So boron is the key here. How about oceans? Is it more dense in ocean? Boron ocean. Average concentration of boron on rocks, 5 milligrams per kilogram in basalts to 100 in shells. In the ocean, boron concentration is approximately 4.5 mg per litre. See, most important borate products and minerals on the market are borax, sodium bicarbonate, boric acid, can be absorbed through the skin, poorly absorbed. Boron in well water. So what I was thinking, maybe if the UFOs do come from ocean or lakes, could they be coated in boron? Would make sense, wouldn't it? So if there's a layer of boron, where they come from, they pass through it, gets coated on the UFO in much denser quantities, then comes into Earth's atmosphere with electrical charge on the skin. Then we got the right combinations for the chemicals to start bonding and forming the so-called silky spiderweb stuff. So that kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Boron and marine life. Looks like there's a lot of reading. Boron is the 10th most abundant dissolvable in seawater. So it makes sense that it'd be wet on the skin of the craft, wouldn't it? Maybe it's electrically clinging onto the surface as well, because we know water does cling onto the surface if it's got boron mixed in. So does that mean that the UFOs are from interstellar, or are they from our oceans? Again, this is the idea that maybe the aliens are not from outer space, but from inner space. So if you could imagine that a line of humans developed on land through the chimpanzee line of things, and a line of humans developed underwater. And if you lived underwater in the deep, you'd form big eyes, wouldn't you? Big black eyes like the alien greys, like Mr. Grey here. Now the big eyes, so they could see more, get more light, and see more around them. That makes sense. So yeah, maybe we need to look more into that, see what we can find. And next question, how much boron in outer space? Is boron on Mars? Curiosity has discovered boron in Gale crater. So could the UFOs be from Mars? Coming through, because it's sort of windy there, could it be that it blows onto the skin as they travel from Mars to Earth? So it doesn't have to be interstellar, it could be what do you call local solar. Interstellar means further, doesn't it? Okay, what's this? Let's see what it means. What does interstellar mean? Located, taking place, or traveling among the stars, especially of the Milky Way galaxy. What's the true meaning of interstellar? Moving between stars and solar systems. So that means it's outside our solar system, right? What do we call, if it's a solar system though? Stellar? What is space called in our solar system? Well, it's not interstellar, that's for sure. What do they call it? Space between solar system, interstellar. There you go. But what's the space in our own galaxy called then? What's space in solar system? Maybe it's just called solar system. Solar systems. It's got to be another word for it, surely. When's the solar system end? Beyond our solar system lays the Oort cloud. It's made of icy pieces of space debris the size of mountains. Oort town? Oort cloud.
Oort cloud.
Oort cloud. Okay. Oh well, let's find out a few new things there. Always learning. Yeah, let's keep going. Back to here.
Radioactive. It should absolutely be noted that the year 1954 was the year of a truly massive appearance in nearby France of UAPs. That string of 1954 French sightings numbered over 200, and many were accompanied by reliable witness reports of humanoids being seen with some landed craft. An earlier yet similar mass sighting case took place in Oloron, France in October 1952. In that case, witnesses observed a huge cigar-like craft in the sky moving slowly and tilted at a constant 45-degree angle. The huge cigar craft was emitting enormous amounts of angel hair. In addition, the cigar-shaped craft launched as many as 30 small satellites.
So, satellite, smaller craft. But you got to remember, in 1952, they also had what they called the airships, which were cigar-shaped. A lot of aviators were messing around with lighter-than-air craft. So could that be part of the mystery there too, maybe? I don't know. But satellite smaller craft. So that sounds like a typical flying saucer, doesn't it? You know, the outside rim being the ring of Saturn and the orb in the middle.
Saturn-like smaller craft that also emitted angel hair when they passed close to each other or during their seemingly playful acceleration and cornering near the parent cigar craft. A link to that story is provided here, https:// That 1952 event was followed by a very similar French event in Gaillac, France only 10 days later, also dumping large amounts of recovered angel hair, so these were no mass hallucinations, if those are even possible. //www.pro. He reader can find a long list of Australasian angel hair cases, which are nicely contrasted with known ballooning spider-related cases.
Australia was one of the places that had silicon, remember? UK, Australia, Italy, France, USA. So, yeah, there's another link.
Cases. A Victoria case also describes the detection of magnesium, calcium, silicon, and boron in amorphous evaporating angel hair fiber. Some witnesses on this list also observed that the fibers were generally sticky, could be stretched to great length, and burned like cellophane without visible ash. Upon handling with bare hands, the fibers easily balled up into a sticky goo or gel which continued to evaporate. New Zealand angel hair falls are also mentioned. One fall took place at 2 a.m., whereas most falls are in the early afternoon. It should be apparent that angel hair is a rather unstable material.
Okay, so I'm not too sure where in New Zealand this angel hair happened. I know we do get a lot of the floating spiders So could that be a misidentification there? But we also get a lot of crosswinds, slipstream from the middle of Australia, where it's like super hot. So and we do get red skies here, which means there must be a lot of dust associated with that too, right? So maybe blew across the sea into our land. But they didn't say whether there was a UFO sighting of that New Zealand case.
Material which typically disappears in a short time and from minutes to hours. Angel hair can be white or translucent, and usually falls in tangled clumps and strands up to 30 feet long. Microscopy clearly shows that compared to spider...
Now, those little spiders that float around, the webs do get quite long, but 30 feet I'm not too sure on. I think that's probably a wee bit extreme.
Spider web appears more like knotted, frayed, tangled string. Unlike the majority smooth wire appearance of spider web, sometimes there is a gray or black coloration to strands, and fibers may have an amorphous appearance under the microscope. The fiber is surprisingly strong in stretching, yet still evaporates easily. Body heat or sunlight accelerate evaporation. It appears hydrophilic as it extracts moisture and or oil from one's hands during handling and forms a sticky gel. Occasionally, witnesses who have handled angel hair reported that their fingers are stained green for a few-hour period, subject of a future explanation. At least one scientist specializing in textile
Does boron have like a pigmentation? So let's have a look at that. What chemicals? I think it might be calcium. With boron. What chemicals cause green stain? I'll try that. Copper. Copper produces light green solution or stain. Brown ready rust. Magnesium. Purple. Why swimming pools turn green? Blue or green stains occur. Copper pipes. So yeah, don't think copper was mentioned in that list. Okay, let's narrow it down. What color? Makes color boron stain. Let's see if it. Oh, stain. Looks like it's going to be black, is it? Black brown. So that sort of counts that out, doesn't it? What was the other chemical? Magnesium. I think it was purple. Mg. Purple, pink. What was the other one? Calcium. I think it's going to be white, surely. Transparent. There you go. It's got to be copper. So where would the copper come from? Obviously, it's got to be in the air again. Maybe it's breaking down, reacting with other chemicals in the air when it's made. So, yeah. Let's carry on, see if they come up with a solution.
Fibers has verified that angel hair is not a human-made textile or fiber of any sort, nor is it cotton or wool. On some rare occasions, angel hair has fallen from visible UAPs as petal-like flakes, and also evaporated, such as in the 1937 mass sighting Fatima, Portugal case for which there were 17,000 attentive witnesses.
Okay, Portugal's
It is
next to
highly
France,
likely the
Spain,
Fatima Portugal event
Italy.
included an intentional UAP angel hair drop, as others have suggested long before me. However, virtually all angel hair falls are likely unintended or are purposely caused for self-cleaning. Although many angel hair falls are seen coming directly from UAPs, many other falls don't involve a UAP being witnessed during the fall. Since angel hair is known to typically fall for hours after UAPs have departed or passed over a location, this should certainly be expected. A very good summary of angel hair understanding is given in an analysis of angel hair 1947 to 2000 by the late Brian Boldman, International UFO Reporter, IUR, Fall 2001 Volume 26, Number 3, which can be found on www.scribd.com and downloaded. This study performed an extensive literature survey, which turned up 255 cases of angel hair falls from the years
Wow.
679 to 2001.
Didn't realise there was that many.
The article itself specifically discusses the 215 cases from 1947 to 2000. Of particular interest was the Quirindi, New South Wales angel hair event of August 10, 1998, during which up to 20 shiny sphere-shaped UAPs were clearly seen releasing or emitting the
Okay,
angel
that's
hair.
Australia.
The shiny spheres would often stop, hover, and do 90-degree turns. The study noted the preponderance of angel hair falls on cool, clear fall days. In a few cases, angel hair has had a camphor-like smell, and this author notes that camphor is a terpene compound. Angel hair properties are again described as tough. 57% of angel hair cases involved UAPs being simultaneously witnessed. Interestingly, almost all angel hair cases involved daylight sightings, thus there appears to have been little effort to hide from witnesses, unlike for more recent triangular UAPs in the dark of night. One New Zealand fiber fall occurred at 2 a.m. Most historic angel hair falls occurred mid-afternoon and averaged about 3 hours long. Thus, it isn't a surprise that the responsible UAPs
So it's to
aren't
do with
seen in
heat
the act in
as
100%
well,
of the
humidity.
cases. Most cases occur in relatively dry, sunny weather with low humidity. The study again reports the repeated finding of magnesium, calcium, silicon, and boron from samples across the globe. It also mentions Professor...
Actually, we didn't do silicon, did we? What colour? Silicon stain. I reckon it's clear, is it? And then it reacts with other chemicals, turns yellow. That's close to green though. Clear silicon. Yeah, if I remember right, you get it's like a rubber, isn't it? Silicon mouth guards, right? So they are sort of clear, rubbery type stuff. So it could be that's turning green, unless it's reacting with something. Anyway.
Professor Hynek's, USA Project Blue Book scientist, discovery of boron contamination at the Michigan 1966 Hillsdale College UAP sightings. It was stated to be boric acid contamination in the adjacent swamp water over which the UAPs hovered low to the water, or in the water. A separate and most interesting relevant UAP sighting investigated by police involved an army of snails marching across a road in front of a police car driving toward a recent UAP landing site next to a road in the rain. Boric acid, formed by UAP-emitted boron plus rainwater, is a widely used excellent snail bait. Coincidence? I seriously doubt it. See report directly below.
Okay, so they found it in the swampy water. And we do know UFOs do go into water. And snails like it. Australia, we know the silicon. Yeah, let's have a look at that one.
Below.
Not many people interested in angel here today. One person. And looks like we got caught by something you're going here.
Location: Canberra, Australia. Date: 1974. Time: night. Two young women, hearing a strange noise, were compelled to go outdoors to their car. They found the car out of their control and were driven to a remote site, accompanied by a brilliant light source. The car stopped and they heard a weird chant begin from behind the car and could see vague, human-like forms. They suddenly became
74,
extremely
before
frightened, and
computers.
one girl, for reasons not clear,
And
got
cars
out of the
at
car.
least.
When she tried to get back in, she was unable to because of the presence of a viscous, web-like substance over the car door. They finally made their way to a local police station. Returning to the site with officers, they found nothing and were escorted home. On the
Okay.
same night, police patrols in the area reported strange lights in the
Dissolved.
sky, and one patrol car encountered a massive procession of snails on the road, headed in the direction of the young lattice strange encounter. The girls experienced a repeat of their earlier experience after the police left, and their fear was replaced by a feeling of guilt, as though they had betrayed a trust by reporting the incident to police. One girl suffered physical effects following the experiences, developing a speech impediment and losing her ability to write. The effects were not permanent. Continuing with the late Boldman reference above, other elements found in angel hair on occasion include potassium, phosphorus, aluminum, oxygen, chlorine, iron, sulfur, manganese, sodium, zinc, lanthanum, cesium, and tritium. Again, the report states...
Okay, as you notice, we did a search on heavy metals stuck in web, and all those were stuck in web. All of them, I think. Oh yes, I think CE was there too. Oh, is that what the TR one was? Tritium. Sulfur was definitely there. Iron was definitely there. Oxygen, aluminium was there. Most of those were there, if not all of them. Zinc was there. So yeah, that could explain why they're there.
states that protein, as comprises spider web, is not found in angel hair. 40% or so of angel hair events involve rapid sublimation. Some angel hair sublimates before it even gets to the ground. Warmth is known to accelerate sublimation, and for the Boldman study, angel hair may be quite stable where it is formed at a somewhat higher, cooler altitude. Storing angel hair in a cold sealed jar preserves it for a much longer period. Two of the greatest angel hair waves were in October 1954, France and Italy, and
So why would it dissolve? I reckon like oxygen is like reactant to metals, and this probably be reactant to that, so it forms, slowly dissolves it into other chemicals. Let's see, boron. What forms gas with boron? Crystallized form, brittle. Can born be a gas? Here we go. As a non-molecule species born as solid. So that would have to be left behind then. Born as sodium, as used as bleach. Per borate, is it? So that's got to be left behind, hasn't it? Calcium would have to be left behind. Silicon, I don't think you get gas with silicon, that would have to be left behind. But oxygen and magnesium does form. Oxygen, I think it creates heat, doesn't it? Oxygen. Oxygen and magnesium. I think it makes really hot heat. And magnesium reacts with oxygen. It produces bright light, bright enough to blind you. Cause this reaction, because they said they set it on fire, remember? And it did form a bright light. Results in exothermic reaction. So that's the only thing that could really turn. Forms magnesium oxide. But yeah, how would you check what's left behind after it's broken down? Unless you got some scientists that went to that car in Australia, mopped it down with water or rags or something and analysed it from there, which they obviously didn't. So yeah, that's kind of a mystery how it dissolves.
October 1973, United States, wherein all the fallen angel hair sublimated. The late and dedicated investigator Boldman also shows the seasonal angel hair sighting frequency behavior as January 1.8%, February 3.2%, March 2.3%, April 1.8%, May 5.5%, June 5.1%, July 5.1%, August 5.5%, September 6.9%, October 45.1%, November 18.1%, December 1.8%. Boldman noted that October timing in the Northern Hemisphere has the strongest correlation with angel hair falls, and that UAP waves in other months have much less angel hair or none at all. 1U.S.1973 UAP/UFO wave, or flap sighting involved a huge oval gray UAP, whose topside was visibly covered with attached angel hair. One of the most credible U.S. entity cases, not known to be an angel hair case, took place in Pascagoula, Mississippi during that 1973 U.S. wave. The two Pascagoula fishermen witnesses were secretly audio taped by the sheriff in a holding room, essentially praying about what to do and questioning, why has this happened to us? They both passed polygraphs. We will come back to the obvious October NOV angel hair surge later below. A highly relevant analysis of an angel hair specimen was performed by Phyllis Buetinger of Frontier Analysis Limited. She employed a Nicolay Avatar 360 FTIR, as well as a GC/MS in 1999. The sample was reported to have A. Amide bonds, B. Definitely not B. Cobwebs, C. Some ester material, D. Light-branched volatile hydrocarbons, E. Other hydrocarbons such as 2-methylpropane, 2-methyl-1-propene, 2-methyl-1-butene, 2-methylpentane, 3-methylpentane, hexane, dimethylpentane, 2C6H12, molecular weight equals 84, hydrocarbon structures, specific isomers unidentified, 1C8H16, molecular weight equals 112, specific isomer unidentified. Also indicated are carbonyl sulfide, COS, and carbon disulfide, CS2. There are possibly heavier hydrocarbons present, such as 2C20H42 components and AC23H43 component. Finally, we have from Wikipedia a list of 221 confirmed and 12 unconfirmed molecules detected in interstellar space, molecular gas clouds, and protoplanetary disks. https://en.wikipedia.org/wiki/list_.
So he's still linking it. It's still linking it to outer space here. Obviously, it's going to be more chemicals in outer space, but it doesn't mean it comes from space itself. It could come from another multiverse as well.
Far more important is that numerous of these larger 233 organic molecules are known to be broken down via ozonolysis, for example, possibly providing many more volatile or semi-volatile species and some non-volatile species. Many such hydrocarbons can also be cross-linked as by radiation exposure in space or near nuclear radiation activity. Ozonolysis can also break down a severely radiation-hardened film of organic hydrocarbons. More on ozonolysis and atmospheric ozone below. Part 2. Methods of producing fibers directly from a wetted or coated surface. It isn't obvious.
Okay, so here's another keyword here, wetted. So, they're still not linking this to the UFOs being underwater. So that makes sense, right? The UFO comes from deep under the sea, goes through a layer of boron where it's condensed, maybe into higher quantities, ends up on the skin in a liquid, and then comes into our atmosphere and reacts with all the other airborne chemicals and with the electric fields, and bingo.
Wetted or coated surface. It isn't obvious to most people that one can directly produce or form fine fibers from a flowable wetted film sitting on a wettable and likely impermeable surface, but it is widely practiced today using human technology. As a side note, the UAP flowable films may have been rendered flowable from an earlier non-flowable agglomerated and radiation-hardened film as by atmospheric ozonolysis or water-induced p-bond breakage. UAP agglomerated coatings may instead initially comprise heavy waxy hydrocarbons, which aren't flowable simply due to their high viscosity or cross-linking, but are rendered flowable as by ozonolysis and or atmospheric warming and or atmospheric water vapor, such as by water-derived hydrogen-driven polymer p-bond breaking, or a combination of these.
So they're saying there's a lot of maybe hydrocarbons in the atmosphere where they're passing through. Ozone. Still, I don't think it discounts it being underwater. I think pollution is everywhere, really, but still could be underwater. A boron coating shoots up into the atmosphere, goes vertically, and then starts coming down over countries. And you got everything there, right? You got the hydrocarbon, ozone, and you got the wetness. And we know how fast they move.
Fibers can reliably be
Very
emitted,
fast.
spun, from free surfaces for a vast array of flowable liquid mixtures, usefully including particle/fiber/DNA containing mixtures, emulsions, and suspensions, having increasingly important medical and technological applications. This capability enables the rapidly growing electrospinning industry. It must be kept in mind that many hydrocarbons are water-soluble. The technology that allows such fiber formation is referred to as electrospinning. It is quite simple in concept in its original form, which does utilize an emission nozzle orifice. Essentially, an electrically conductive flowable liquid is extracted from a liquid-fed liquid emission orifice, using a very high voltage electric potential existing between the liquid orifice and a deposition target placed spaced apart and in front of the orifice. In effect, the liquid is sucked from the orifice by the imposed electric field and related attracting electrostatic forces. The fiber, as it is electrostatically drawn outward by the electric field, almost UID
so
orifice and a deposition target.
So they're going through all that, listening to all that. I think they've actually got a demonstration on how they can make it using an electric field and spinning, as they call it, electro-spinning. I think you might have it on part 2. A needle orifice works wonderfully and is easy way to do. So cigar shape UFO is like a needle, I guess. Magnetic liquids form spike-like features. What's he talking about here? So we're running out of time, so I'm going to have to wrap it up. AC DC currents, they're going into all sorts of more science of it and what they've mucked around with. So we can rule out spiderweb. So it's got to be something else. And obviously there's a lot of sightings for UFOs, so obviously it comes from the UFOs. Okay, still going about hydrocarbons. And so on and so on. Okay, part B. Let's have a look at part B. I think he's got some videos of it where they tried to replicate it. Let's have a look. So we've got a chart of all the chemicals. Shows the relevant abundance of some of the various elements in the atmosphere and ground, which we've already looked into. Sourced fallen interstellar dust grains. Note immediately that magnesium, copper and silicon are present along with iron, nickel, copper. Well, there's the green thing, copper. Well, have been found in angel hair. So that might be why some of them got green hands then. Note also the high abundance of magnesium, calcium, carbon and fallen coarse interstellar dust. This guy seems to think they come from space or great distances in space. I think that's just an assumption though. We can't really say that here at this stage still. And didn't they say there was no radiation as well? There's a lot of radiation in interstellar. Whether interstellar has radiation, I don't know. What else we got here? Likely atmospheric based hydrocarbon and dust sources as angel here. Forest, grasslands. It goes on a bit. The most important aspect of atmospheric dust is some of it is fallen or suspended interstellar dust, and some of it is kicked up desert dust. So that means the isotopes has to be different to tell the difference. Some critical points. The mass of material in angel hair is tiny despite it seeing large tangled bulk, 1 square meter micron thick. Material from the following. What's that trying to tell us? 3 Earth circumferences. So enough dump material to form the following length. 8 miles long. So these are different samples I'm talking about. 3 Earth circumferences, that's quite a lot. 8 million miles long. That's quite a lot. Human hair is 100 microns in diameter, and yet these are 10 or less. 0.01 micron. UAPs are known to be surrounded by plasmas or glow discharges. How does he know that though? If he's looking at video, he's talking about video compression there. So again, I think they're making the wrong assumption here and getting the information wrong. Let me just check. So we've still only got one person join this. What's going on today in America? They're all going to bed early. They're all tired or something. Ozone causes unavoidable ozonolysis of hydrocarbon. Afterwards, it causes reaction. Okay. So where's this spinning web machine? Okay, what have we got here? Photos of angel hair. Note that even what appears to be single strands are actually bundles of fibers. So there's a strand. Okay, now he's gone into the deep end of stuff here, talking about the Belgian wave triangle. The photo above seems to show fibers. Fibers? Okay, so he's now a video expert, is he? So this is where he starts to go wrong. Where's the fibers? Talking about that there. I think that's just camera artifact. Fiber. Bundle. Yeah, I don't think that's a really credible example there, mate. I think it's a model. It's just wobbling, and you've got your camera settings on the right settings for long exposure. That's a nice try though. I'm not convinced on that one. The guy did admit to faking that model, but apparently they couldn't replicate. They got him to do it and say replicate the same photos, and he couldn't get the same photos. He couldn't get that effect. I think it depends how you wobble it and what your camera was set to. He may have just been lucky in the oscillations on that one. But anyway, what else we got? Attached angel here, somewhat compacted. Okay. A flying saucer. Angel here climbing up UAP dome. Anyway, so I think again he's trying to be a video expert, and we know you get atmospherics and going through atmosphere. I don't see how you can say that's Angel here when you got all this other crap in the video, in the video frame. It's a nice try. Again. And is it even a UFO? That's the question. Not too sure of this particular case. Yeah, not too convinced on that one either. We've got Mexico. So there's a club with agent here underneath. Yeah, again, I just don't like them trying to say what sort of photo like this. Blur phase, not the really good evidence. Now, if it's like a crystal clear HD footage and you can see the strands coming off it, then I'll say, yeah, now you've nailed it. But yeah, not convinced on those. Yeah, where's the machine for making it? I'm sure it was here. So we can see it being made, and we'll probably wrap up on that. I thought it was on this page. Maybe it was on. Maybe they played the video separately. Let's see. Is it here at all? Born is fairly rare on Earth, but is distributed widely in interstellar space. So he's still pushing the space thing. But like I said, it could be like a dense layer in the ocean where it passed through and it just clung on the surface, a wet surface with electric field. And once it interacted with the air, it started forming the web. Where's the spinning machine though? Cosmic dust. Let's have a look at the video. Where's the video? I'll post the video to the interview of him anyway. Let's see. This is maybe where I saw it.
And acts as a virtual electrode. It acts as the other polarity, which allows this stuff to keep coming off. So you don't need to place an electrode like with DC. With AC, it produces its own electrode, and you'll see that in the short video of AC electrospinning that you see in the PowerPoint that you'll get later.
That must be on here.
Yeah.
You could share the screen and play that PowerPoint if you wanted to. I mean, I have the screen. All you have to do is switch it to that particular video on the PowerPoint. You still have control of the PowerPoint is what I'm saying.
Okay, how do I do that?
You must see the PowerPoint on your computer.
Is that loud enough?
Just do it the way you normally would.
Oh, my desktop's being screened?
Yeah, your desktop is sharing the screen, yes.
Okay, so let me try moving this aside.
Go on.
Okay, now we'll go to the PowerPoint.
They're
Can you see the
running out of
PowerPoint
time.
now?
Yeah, everything's there. Yeah.
Great. Okay, we're ready? We're going to run this.
Okay.
All right.
This might be it.
Okay, what you see on the left and the right is a video. The one on the left is a photograph. Watch the video on the right.
Can you expand that video or not? No?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Don't mess with it.
These old
Yeah, I don't think I
restrictions
can
are not very
expand
good
it.
with tech.
Let me run it again. Let me put it in the middle. And let me run it again. So we're going to run it again here. Okay, so there it appears. And see, the guy is just pulling off with his hands. See that? This is in a lab. See how fast it's coming off?
Right. Wow.
It's coming off at like a foot per
It's
second.
like candy floss.
All right? And people have long wondered how you can produce so damn much angel hair. Here what's happening is they're winding it on a wire. If you want to make the angel hair production method useful, obviously you need to wind it up and save it, right? So here, this guy's intending to sell this wire or cable wrapped with this special angel hair substance, perhaps as an insulation, for example. But in this case, it's just an experiment. It's a convenient way to gather the angel hair. So this wire is moving left to right, so it gets a progressive coating on it, and it's wound up. So you end up with a coil of wire with a coating of it.
Yeah, so I've got a closer picture of it. Oh, what happened there?
This yarn on it.
That's from Jeff.
Okay. Going slowly or it's stationary. That's what they're doing.
Just this question up here. What is this based on? How do you know any of this? I think that's a pretty
well.
question.
I guess you could call this speculation, but to begin with, I think there's not a lot of doubt that even Dave and others have. In fact, Dave was the first one publicly that I noticed said thrusters. I thought thrusters before as well, but he was the first one I think that publicly said thrusters. But clearly, they appear to be thrusters that hold this craft up. And you will see on my website, UAPbehavior.com, you will see during the Belgium incredible event where there was something like 200 of these black triangles seen. There was a famous photograph taken. I'm sure all of you have seen it. It's called the Petit Ration, and that's French, and I'm sure I'm buggering it. But Petit Ration means small something in French, but it's a town in France. And somebody, in reality, took a very good photo of one of these craft from directly underneath. And it's called the Petit Ration photo. And if you get on, that's PETIT-RECHAIN. And again, I believe it's the name of the town where the photo was taken. So let me tell you the story of this. This photo is on my website. This photo is all over the internet. This photo came out and what happened was somebody claimed to have taken it. But it turns out that person probably didn't take it. Somebody else took it.
Are you talking about this particular picture here?
I can't see what you're talking about.
It's right in the screen in front of you. No? You don't see the image up here.
No, I see your box. No, I don't see it.
Oh, that's
Let me minimize this window. Hold on. No.
Do you see yourself in the screen?
There it is. Yeah.
That's
okay,
it right there.
Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, this is a pretty lousy print. So what I want the listeners to do is to look at the PowerPoint when you get it. But you will find, if you look far enough, you'll find a fairly high resolution picture. So could you go back to the picture you do have? Although it's not great, I can explain something about it. There you go. Okay. The picture that you'll find that's a higher resolution is the mirror image of this one. This appears at like 100 different sites on the internet. The picture I'm talking about is a significantly higher resolution. You will note in that higher resolution picture that one of those rear thrusters, you see there's 3 thrusters in the corner, and there's something in the middle. We don't quite know what the thing in the middle is. The 3 in the corner are thrusters. Well, if you look at the high-res picture I told you about, you are clearly going to see hair-like material oozing away from those thrusters. And in one case, a chunk of fiber, probably 2 to 3 feet long, that's actually hanging in space. There you go. Okay. Look at the one on the right, lower right.
Yeah.
See, you're looking at the bottom of this triangle UFO. Right next to where you see Martin off his shoulder there, you see that chunk of fiber? That's angel hair. I am fairly certain. If you look at that same spot on the lower right, that back, actually, if you're in the UFO, it's the back left thruster, right?
Yeah. But apparently that photo was faked.
He came forward.
But it doesn't count, Bill. Sorry.
Let's try to answer as many as possible. So I'm going to go through them really quick.
Let everyone know the.
About the top 3 experts in the world. He came forward and talked to a newspaper, and the newspaper went forward and wrote a story that says, "We got the guy who did this." And it turned out, and I'm not going to call anybody a liar on the show, so I won't. But it turned out the guy had zero credibility. The person who brought the story to the paper not only insisted on remaining anonymous, but he insisted that this person he said took the photo also remain anonymous. So all he had was a story that said, "I got the guy who did this," with absolute zero proof.
Yeah.
So what happened was somehow somebody insisted that, okay, you make this guy go back and take another photo that's just like the first one.
That's right. He couldn't do it.
The fact, no, couldn't do it. It doesn't look anything like the experts looked at it and said, no.
No, it looks just like a model, the one you tried to take. I did want to tell you this, that we are now going to be taking calls.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was trying to find that video there, so we can zoom in on it. So whereabouts on his page is it? Electro, so it must be a video there. I must have missed it. Part B. Where is it? Has to be on the other one, surely. How to make it. Visit video. We'll have a close look before I wrap up tonight. Showing how they could make it. Like the skid off the UFO. I'm not seeing it though. Now it's all about the triangle craft. But where's the experiments video? I'm pretty sure it's here. I'm sure I watched it on full screen. Don't have to go through all the links to find it. And have to be here. Just dreamt of a black angel with long black hair. Yeah, this nothing to do with angels though. Angel hair is a substance that UFOs leave behind because it's got a charged skin and picks up chemicals in the atmosphere and reacts with some chemical it brought with it. That's what we're talking about here. Nothing that the aliens are angels or demons. It's nothing to do with that. Of course, you can relate that to paranormal rather than aliens, right? I was just trying to find that video. YouTube. A minute. So it can't be here then. Pretty sure it was on here though. That video, so we can have a close up. Electro spinning, maybe it's here. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, electro spinning. Maybe I got it on my Discord as well. Where's the video? Let me just check my Discord. Electro spinning. I'm not seeing it. That's annoying. Project 1947. Analysis of angel here. Born in water. Angel here, part B. Can't find it. I thought I had it somewhere. Spinning. Maybe I have to search Google for it. Retro spinning. Videos. Let's have a look. Okay. Nanofiber. So there's going to be a few videos on that. There's the one he used though. Okay, might be it. There we go. What's filming? Bubble of liquid, is it? Oh, here we go. They're going to single thread, by the looks of it. That's not the video he had though. Okay, not too exciting, is it? Very boring. Single nozzle. I gotta keep going. Dinner time here. Rotating drum collector. It's not the same one as him though. Come on. Looks like an old video. There's the tip of it, I guess. Alright. Back and forth. Spraying it onto the drum, is it? Can't see it. Maybe they haven't started it yet. I can't see it still. Okay, what's he doing? I don't think that's a thread. That wasn't too exciting either. Where's his video link? Yeah. It's annoying when you don't find it. I only watched it a couple of days ago. Let's see, web. No, not gonna find it easy, am I? It's got to be on his page. I'm just not seeing it. Okay, so no. Popular posts. Yeah, spider web. No. Oh, that's Open Minds one. Greer. Not Dr. Greer. Electro spinning we want. It's got to be here somewhere because he was playing it on the video, the other video. There's so much reading on his pages. Zigzag motions. Yeah, guys, I've got time to read all the side chat there. Was that the video? No. Then he goes on to the Belgian wave. Maybe it's on the first one still. What's this one? Let's have a look at all the links, I guess. Eventually we'll find it. Where's it going? PDF, is it? Hydrocarbons. It's not that one. Where did I find it? Wiki. It's got to be off the wiki page, I would have thought, but list of molecules. I can't seem to pin it. No, it can't be that. Bugger it. Just have to wrap up. And Wikipedia should have had it. Maybe the video. Okay. Although there's no video here. But it's got many links, hasn't it? Catalysts, references, video. Okay, let's have a look at that one. I don't think that's the one though. Although it seems to be spinning. Okay. High voltage video. Weapon. Isn't that what we just saw? Yep. Any other videos? Bubble. Electro spinning. No. Where's the damn video guy? It doesn't matter. We saw a bit of it on the video there earlier, although it was a little tiny screen. As you can see, it's just too many videos. He obviously went through all of them and cherry picked the one that matched what he was after. Electro spinning. Finger, hand. The person put his hand and he was pulling it off. No. Yeah, I don't know where you got it from. But I'm just going to leave it there anyway. Enough is enough when you have to give up. But here it is here, this video here. If you can see the fine print, so if we can find that video, we'll be in business. So it's coming off electrode like a stocking and he's grabbing it. I thought he zoomed in on here somewhere. Maybe I missed it. But I don't think so. Electro spinning. AC electro spinning. Okay. So I don't know where you got that from. Unless it's in here. Further down here. And let's play a bit of it zoomed in.
Again, so we're going to run it again here. Okay, so there it appears. And see, the guy is just pulling off with his hands. See that? This is in a lab. See how fast it's coming off?
Right.
Wow. It's coming off at like a foot per second. All right? And people have long wondered how you can produce so damn much angel hair. Here what's happening.
So that's that. So that'll do. I was hoping to find the original video. I'm pretty sure it was here in the link somewhere, but yeah, I just can't find it again. So there's enough on Angel here. It looks like it's not spiderweb, which most of the debunkers have said. This is a bit more detailed research into it, and yeah, what's all the swearing going on here? You're saying shit. Yeah, Google doesn't like swear words. Okay, so what have we got? I have a horseshoe up my butt. What are these guys talking about here on the side chat? Lucid dreaming. Well, wouldn't you just come in at the end of the show, mate? So that's what's happening. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up and leave these guys to it. And go and troll someone else. I don't appreciate being trolled. Okay, so good night. Time for dinner.